session within next 2 minutes. Let a few more people join. As people are joining, it's going to be slight disturbance in the overall process, but still okay. So number of participants are increasing right now. Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Myself, Mr. Taufik Naikodi, on behalf of Marathwada Mitramandal Institute of Technology. I welcome you all. I specifically welcome Dr. Rajesh Kulkarni, sir. He is the speaker of today's session. And today's session specifically is the session 3, where research tools on data science we are going to discuss. Specifically, the data analysis using R will be discussed today. And for that purpose, Dr. Rajesh Kulkarni have joined us, and he is an associate professor at MVSR College, Hyderabad, Telangana, which is among the top 5 colleges in Hyderabad. And he is an ex-director of Srimati Indira Gandhi College of Engineering, Ghansoli, Navi Mumbai. He is also a constant mentor of Ignition Incubation Center. He is a passionate teacher, motivating speaker, author, publisher, entrepreneur, and change agent for organizational transformation. His webinars, seminars, FDPs have reached more than 25,000 participants who got immensely benefited through those seminars. He is a founder of UMA Publication, which is placed in Nanded, and also the Cave Academy, which is placed in Pune. He mentored and now is a distant associate professor, associate for IP Adventure, an LLP company, and specifically an IPR startup. So he have published 7 books, many research papers in Scopus and Sci Index journals, 8 patents, 1 copyright, and 1 trademark. He graduated specifically from the BAMU, Aurangabad, Babasaheb Ambedkar University, in computer science and engineering. He did his master's from computer science from JNTU Anantapur. He completed his PhD again from the same university. He did the certificate course in HCL from IDC IIT Mumbai. He have contributed in many projects in the previous organizations. Some of them are just in, I'm enlisting in front of you. That is Mission 300 Training Initiative. He have many MOUs with industries. Stakeholder reach out through the Constituting Award, Alumni Excellence Award, Vidya Vibhushan Award, Shikshak Gaurav, and 101 Top Professional Educators Award. He have conducted career awareness seminars across 11 cities and 64 locations, addressed more than 20,000 students. Furthermore, he have MOUs with foreign universities like AIT, PIM, MUST, IUKL, and foreign industries. So he have further patents like patents on SF order in a restaurant smart food order for blind and normal person, ATG system and automatic ticketing generation system. He have again smart cooking system patent, then a method and system for optimal data management and storage also is enrolled, given by the sir. So he have copyright registrations also for golden steps to 5 A's to success, and he have got a trademark for the UPN trademark specifically. So today we will have his guidance specifically on the data analysis using the tool R. So I just hand over this session to Dr. Rajesh Kulkarni, sir.
Thank you, Nitin sir, for kind introduction. Thank you, MMIT team. Am I audible, by the way, Nitin sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, MMIT team, and specifically the point of contact like Yashwante madam and others who made this event possible with their hard work. On behalf of my team, be it Dr. Sesham Anand, be it Dr. Sandeep, so we are glad that you're taken a topic of interest for everyone, be it Veka or be it R or be it Python. And before starting the session, I'd like to make few confessions. First confession is, I'm just a teacher like you. So whatever I try to teach to my students through subjects like business analytics and data analytics using R, the same notes I'll be just reproducing in front of you. So that is one confession I have to make. The second confession is there are a few contents which I borrowed from my friends or colleagues through whom I learned this R also. So say for example, Dr. Sharma from MVSR who recently conducted the FDP on the same lines, or a few other resources like NPTELs or other any e-resources. So that's a thing. And I'd like to start immediately by sharing my screen. And as usual, do ping if there is any issue related to audio or visibility or anything else. So on behalf of the participants, anyone, somebody can ping me that sir voice is not proper or the screen is not visible, so that I can correct myself. Thank you once again. I'll start. Can I start, Nitin sir? Are you giving me the go ahead?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me just organize few things which I just hurriedly compiled from whatever was available with me, as we all do, teachers. I had planned a lot, and let me figure out. So all the planning failed, and whatever I had prepared and discussed with the students, that is available with me. So same thing I'll reproduce. Okay.
Okay, sir.
as you can see here, this is the Rstudio I had started. Rstudio is installed on my machine. So you can see here. And anything which is new to us is, we feel it's very difficult. Even I felt that R may be very difficult. Very long back when I took the baby steps of R. Even now I'm taking the baby steps, but now I feel R is easy. Okay, we can all learn being teachers and we can produce the same thing to students. So you can see here I had installed R as well, and this is above the version you can see here, above 3. Okay, this is my Rstudio. And these are the panes visible, is it not? This is the environment pane. This is a console where I can give the commands like this. I'm just playing around with the interface of Rstudio just to show you that things are simpler. Okay, so this is one of the panes in the Rstudio interface. This is called as the console pane, and this is called as the environment pane. You can see here 3 panes here. Basically, you can, for example, you can have your files and plots visible here. If you draw some plot, is it, for example, I say x is equal to 25, y is equal to x to the power of 2, and if I say plot y, you can see the plot here. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to explain. This is a pane. This is a pane where you can see your plots or files or packages or help topic or viewer. Even you can change here your what do I say? Where is it? Wait, let me check. Yeah, you're seeing here 3 dots, right? From here you can change your directory also. So say for example, I can go to D, and from D MVSR, and from MVSR let us say data science using R. So like this. So, or you can also change your directory using the command set wd. Okay, I'll play around with them slowly, but just remember that what you are seeing here is a console here where I am typing the command. This is one of the panes. On environment, as you can see, I had created these variables A, B, C. You can see here the variables at the environment pane, A, B, C. Okay, so this is one pane, console pane. This is environment pane, and this is the pane where you see all the packages or the plots or the files and so on. So I'll add one more pane. Now you can see 4 panes. Now you can see 4 panes. Okay, so I'll just write down here P is equal to say 23, Q is equal to say 36, R is equal to say P multiplied by Q, and I can, this is just like a text editor kind of thing. You can type your file and you can save it. Okay, and or you can directly run this. Okay, I'm just selecting all these 3 things and I'll just say run, and you can see here P is equal to 23 is visible on the console, Q is equal to 36 is visible on the console, then R is equal to P multiplied by Q, then I'll let us say R. The current line is being executed. Are you getting the difference here? Say for example, if my cursor is here where the variable P is declared as 23 and I say run, so only that line will be executed. But if I select all the lines and if I say run, so then all the lines will be executed. So either you can give all the commands at the console, or you can write the commands in the script and you can save that script so that later people will be able to look at that. And how do you execute that? You can execute that using this run command, or using this source command, or using this control enter command, you can, or using control shift command. So because source and source with echo. So I'm just trying to show you what are the various ways of executing your simpler commands. So what you are seeing here, the interface of RStudio. And what are the, at the interface of RStudio, what you are seeing? This is a script pane. Where you can write the R script. And it is like a C ka program pehle type kiya, usko save kiya, on those lines. So this is the command line interface, which we call as a console. This is the environment, and this is the files and plots and packages and so on. Okay. So these are the 4 panes visible to us. Now let us say I want to clear the environment. I can just clear it by pressing that brush button. I had also shown you how to change the directory. So there is a command also to change the directory called as setwd. Okay. So now let us go back to my notes. Where is it? 1 minute. Let me open it. Okay. Give me a minute. So this is, as I said, this is just a compilation of all the notes which I prepared for discussing with my students, which I use for discussing my students. So same thing I'll try to share you. So R, the name derived from the developers of R by name Ross and Robert, and this was designed in 1993. R, it is used for what? Statistics, data analysis, machine learning. Okay. So much disturbance happening. Okay. Is there any way of muting that? People joining? Try to do that, or else I'll still continue, no issue. So as...
Okay, sir, we will try.
Yeah, it is a, as we said, it is a free open source software. R has both the possibilities, like you can be procedural or you can go object oriented. When I speak about objects now, basically in R you don't have any kind of data types per se. If you declare a variable, let us say I declare a variable. Let us say I declare a variable called as Q, and I say I'll write it as MMIT, and I kept it in double quotes, so I know that it's a character, it's a string, or even let us say I declare one more variable like R. Is it not? So by looking at this, this is in double quotes, MMIT is in double quotes, R is in double quotes. I know it's data type, right? It's a string, it's a character kind of thing. Okay. So I'm printing just whatever I had entered, or I can try to print it like this also. So this is the way I'm playing around, and what I'm speaking about is now if I look at, this is a variable, right? E is a variable just now I have created, and Q is a variable just now I have created. Is it not? So look at this. I am trying to look at the data type of the variable. What is Q? Let us look at Q. Q contains what? MMIT. Q consists of MMIT string. So the data type of Q I have understood, or I have acquired by giving the command class of Q, by giving the command. If this screen is not visible, don't worry. I'm just playing around right now, and we can again shuffle from the notes and here, and that becomes more clearer. So, but just to remind you, we had created two variables here, Q and E. For example, here Q is a variable which look at the environment pane. In the environment pane, what you are seeing, Q is a variable which consists of MMIT string. E is a variable which consists of MMIT string. Sorry, not MMIT, R string. So now I understood what is the data type of Q. Let us try to get the data type of P by giving the class command. Okay, so class of E, let us say. Again, I can see the data type of Q and the data type of E is character only. The data type of Q and data type of E is character only. Let us give some number. Okay, let us give some number. Say, for example, SD is equal to 45. Now I go for class of SD. And look at here at the environment pane. SD is a variable. SD is a variable which has a value called as 45. Now by issuing the class command, I am looking at the data type of SD. I am looking at the data type of SD. So what is the data type of SD here? So the data type of SD is numeric. But what we tried to say here was E is a variable, Q is a variable, SD is a variable. So I cannot associate a data type with these variables directly. I cannot associate, or there is no such concept of variables associating the data types. But what is possible? So the R objects which are created, will be associated with a data type. So those data types of R objects will by default come to the variables. What it indicates? It indicates that everything in R is objects. So this is what is our Rstudio pane. I'll just try to show you commenting and uncommenting. Let us go to code. Is there something called as comment and uncomment? See here. I have given a comment here. Okay. Now, whatever I write, it comes as a comment. Now, let us say I select all the lines and I go to code, and I'll just say comment uncomment lines. So you can see all the lines are commented. If I want to uncomment it, let us go back again and again. I'll say uncommented. Okay, so I'm just slowly playing around with the R interface of Rstudio, which I figure out that it's simpler, right? So let us go back to this PDF. So we are speaking about R being the developers of R being Ross and Robert. That's why maybe the reason R name might have come. So similarly, we know the utility of R being in statistics, data analysis, machine learning algorithms. So there is again a confusion. So whether R is a machine learning tool, whether R is a data science tool, whether R is a data analytics tool, whether R is a business analytics tool. So we know that the issues are overlapping of be it algorithms, be it the concept, be it statistics, be it regressions, be it visualization. The issues are overlapping in all these concepts. Though there are a lot many books, lot many speakers, lot many authors who try to put a wall between these data analytics, business analytics, machine learning, and there is enough literature available. But rather now the new concept coming is something called as there is a fuzziness among them. So anyway, let us not divert from the topic. Let us go back to R. My target being given by MMIT people is whatever you know little bit about R, just try to share with our participants so that they'll get motivated, encouraged, or they might already be doing and they just get regenerated with whatever contents I'm delivering. Okay, so as I said, R is free, R is open source. You can just download R, you can just download Rstudio, Google for R, download, very easy, pretty easy. A person like me who is if he can download and if he can install and if he can R, any one of you can do that, anyone, because I am as lazy as any one of us as faculty. So I am doing it means any one of us who is listening will be definitely able to do it. If youngsters, then better, they'll be better than us. Anyways, R supports both procedural and object-oriented programming. And R you can integrate with all these languages, be it C, C++, Python, or Java. So R does both the things, data handling and storage. R does both the things, data handling and storage. Now why R for data science? Why R for business analytics? Means for better decision making, for analysis, for reducing the cost, for better marketing. You know that social media analytics and kind of things are there. Market trend, where in which direction the market is going, share market, Bitcoin. So they're all, you can figure it out that R is used. So does R is really being used? So you need to check it out, right? Whether Facebook is using R, whether some other big giants are using R. What is your guess? Anybody has a good guess? R may be used by which? Is Facebook using R? Anybody can guess? Chandar Sharma sir, or anybody, Sonali madam, Zeba madam. Just a guess where R might be used by Facebook, R might be used by Microsoft, R might be used by Azure, R might be used by how many or none? Or it's just a scientific tool used by academicians like us. What's your guess? If you can't talk, you can answer. Okay. All. So this is best. No problem. So we know that R is being used for multiple places. Now, why we are using R for all this? For better insights. For this, R can be a tool for data analytics. These are some of other tools, but basically they are business analytics tools like Tableaus and ClickViews and Power BIs and Sparks. So as compared to that, R, they say it has both the capabilities. Like if you take Tableau specifically, it is more into visualizations. R also has possibility of visualization with the help of plots and ggplots and graphs and all that. Okay. Now people will always ask you why you're learning or teaching R for your students in the subject data analytics. So any data analytics subject, data science subject, if it has a lab nowadays, they're offering R, right? Now, for example, I have this lab record for my students, which I taught them in the last semester. So this is the lab for R. This is the data science lab for R, where you have these kind of simpler tasks like calculator application, then you write functions like add function, subtract function, and you use the switch statement and you get the output just as we did in C and C++ and in Java, is it not? So you can see a very interesting aspect here, as an as operator being used here. So this is for coercion. Coercion means conversion. Conversion means data type. One data type can be converted into another data type. So whatever the choices we are entering, we want those choices to be integers here. Say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, is it not? So that we can make use of that for picking up the function, whether it is add or subtract or multiply or divide. You know the how this works. Only thing is I was just trying to show you this the record which we have for our final year students. Then you have descriptive statistics on our. I'll be diverting here for just few minutes and I'll have to go back to that. I'm trying to show you the record, and in that record what is there. See for example descriptive statistics, and you can see here in descriptive statistics a command called as str. Okay, so there is a command called as dim. Okay, So there is a command called as summary. So at least these are the 3 descriptive statistics commands I am able to see here in my student's lab record. And I can see here that I had used a data set called as empty cars. I had used a data set called as empty cars. And I know that just as Veka, you might have seen, Anand might have shown you Iris, playing around with Iris and all that clusterings and classifications, whatever was possible, Anand might have tried to do there with the help of Iris data set or some other data set. So similar thing is possible here. You have the Iris data sets and you have empty cars data sets and so on. Empty cars is related to cars basically, miles per gallon, cylinders, how many cylinders, how much displacement, horsepower. So I'm not good at all that automobile thing, but I pretty remember at least these 3-4 attributes in the data set empty cars. Is it not? So what this str command here is trying to do here is it is giving the internal structure of the R object. Okay, so it is, but it will not be giving in detail. It is then alternative to the summary command. Okay, so what it does is it gives 1 line each for the basic structure. This is what it is given. See here, this first line of the command is doing, we are loading the empty cars and the entire data set will be loaded. The entire data set will be loaded. Let me check out whether it is there, whether it is working, because I forgot that. I'm just trying to check whether I'll run this. You can see here, I'm using Rstudio and the script pair of the Rstudio, and I'll try to execute this command. Okay, so now let us hope we are successful here. You can see here empty cars is a data set. Again, look in the environment. You have empty cars data set. There are 11 variables, 11 attributes are there, 32 objects are there. Is it not? So here, when I give the command head empty cars, I'll write it down here also, just so that visibility will not be an issue. Head empty cars. I'll re-execute it once again by issuing the command control enter. So have you seen it? I have used the command control enter to execute this. So you are seeing how to execute this command in the scripts from various places, from run, from source, by pressing control enter or by pressing control and shift and enter. And you can see here when I issue this head empty cars command, I know that empty cars is a data set related to cars. And head means it will be showing me around 5 records if I'm not wrong. So with the head empty cars command, I am seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually. I am seeing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are what? All the different types of cars, their miles per gallon, how many number of cylinder, what is the displacement, what is the horsepower. Now rest of them I forgot. Who are better at automobiles, they can tell. But this is regarding all these cars, Mazda car and Datsun, Hornet and Valiant and so other cars. So this was what we were speaking about. Okay. So I was trying to show you the lab record and what is there in the lab record. And I'm just trying to make you feel you comfortable that this is very, very simpler tasks are given as far as lab records are there. If you are not explored R and you have to face R in the near future, jump for it, because I feel it is the easiest among all the labs I handled till now in my life. So now let us look at this command, str empty cars. Okay, str, as I said, it's an alternative to summary. It's an alternative to the summary command. Okay, and it will be displaying the structures. I'll just directly go to this command str empty cars and let us figure out what it does. I'll write again in the script pane only. Okay, how do I execute it? I'll execute by using run? No, I'll execute by using control enter. See here, str empty cars is giving me this information. Let us try to figure out this information. So it is telling me this is a data frame. It is telling me this is a data frame. What is the meaning of a data frame in R? Okay, though I juggle here and there, I'll try to be linear when I come back to the PDF part. So just bear with me for a few seconds, So you have this data frame. Your data is in tabular fashion. Your data is in tabular fashion. And you can see here, it's giving you the small structural information about the empty cars data. Okay, so you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can see here 11 variables are there, means 11 attributes are there here. Okay, so these are 11 attributes. What are their data types and what are their content? So rough idea is being given here. So let us go back to that. Similarly, you have dim, is it not? So dim command of empty cars, what it is giving, let us check it out. What it is giving, how many, give me a minute, please. Okay, so dimension of the data set, let us figure it out. I'm giving in the console now. And you can see your data set is automatically popping up. So you can see the dimensions. What are the dimensions? Already the dimensions are mentioned here in the environment pane called as 32 objects and 11 variables. So fastly, this is a summary command anyways. It will be giving the summary. Then you have quantiles. Quantiles, you know, right? Quartiles, deciles, percentiles. Quartiles means one pizza divided into 4 pieces. Deciles means 1 pizza divided into 10 pieces. And percentile means 1 pizza divided into 100 pieces. So like that, your quantile is a generic term for all this. Your quantile is a generic term for all of this. Okay. And you can see here the quantile command. I'll not execute each one of them because it will take time and I may not be able to justify a few of the topics which I might have decided to discuss with you. So I'll just scroll through them. So I can see here, this x is equal to 1:10. What I'm doing is I'm creating a range here. And so for this range, I'm giving the quantiles of x. So you can see here 0% and all that. So, and their results. Okay. And I can go specifically also. For example, if I want quantile of empty cars data set and specifically the attribute MPG, miles per gallon. So then also I can go for that. Is it not? So hope you know this variance, covariance, correlation. So all these are possible. I'll just scroll through fastly in this. You can see here Iris data set, which Anand might explain to you, or which Sandeep sir also might explain to you. You have Iris data set also as part of R. I can see here I am creating a subset of the Iris data set by issuing the subset command, specifically the sepal of the sepal where the sepal length is greater than 7. So I can give a conditional statement like that. I can give a conditional statement like this, is it not? So from the Iris data set for sepal length greater than 7, if you look at the output, where is the sepal length? Okay, so I can see here the sepal length is always greater than how much? 7. All are greater than 7. So similarly, you have aggregates and all that. So you might be remembering, I told you that if I want to change the directory, I can give the command set WD. Okay, set WD. Or what is the other alternative? You remember? The other alternative is go here. Okay, where here you are seeing 3 dots here. Here you are seeing 3 dots. From there also you can make the changes. From there also you can make the changes. Okay. I'll just take a scroll through of this, then we'll come back. You can see here histograms and plots being created, bar charts being created, pie charts being created. So let us just slowly look at the command for pie chart. I can see here for pie chart, pie command is there. Okay, I have a bar chart here. So for bar chart, the command is bar plot. Okay, for histogram, the command is hist. Is it not? You have box plot command for box plot. So like that. Then you have some classification and clustering models also. Those people who are researchers in teaching community, pursuing their PhD or finished, know the significance of ANOVA, analysis of variance and hypothesis test and all that. So even Pearson's coefficient, linear regressions. So all that is possible. This is what is there in our record. This is what we try to discuss with our students. Similarly, you can, I'll try to, if it is there, the R code is there. No, I'll go back to our video. So we were here. Why R? As you might have seen, the objective of all this playing around was not to teach you. The objective of all this playing around was just try to tell you that it's very simple, very simpler way of learning and doing things and explaining to students. All the three aspects are simpler as an academician. So similarly for the researcher, playing around and getting all the models done, getting all the data science concept being visible is pretty easy. So that's why when somebody asks you why R, you can say that, see, it's very simple. I can teach you in a half an hour, is it not? So it's a simple programming and statistical language. It's like English language. It can be used both for visualization, as you have seen that you can draw graphs, you can draw plots, as well you can do data analysis and so on. Okay. So if you compare this R tool with other tools, there are, it's when you're speaking from the business analytics perspective, I'm saying, not from the data sciences perspective. From the business analytics perspective, other options are available like ClickViews and TableViews and Power BI and Spark. I tried to explore TableView and ClickView, and I found that R, as it is mentioned in the literature, it has both the capabilities. It has both for analysis as well as visualization, while TableViews and others are more for what do we say, visualization. How do I install R? Just Google, download R. Okay. So how do I install Rstudio? Just Google, or you can look at these two links. Okay. Let me check if I can copy these links. I'm assuming there is a mix of people who know R, who are just familiar with R, and who don't know R. So it's a mixed participant community. So that's why I am trying to play it simpler. I am putting both the links in the chat window. Yeah, I'll go back to. So shall we make it into a task? Okay. So there are 97, means maybe 94, 95, maybe out of that, even if I remove 30%, so maybe 70 people will be physically, mentally, as well as listening to or watching this or under what do I say? Whatever I'm trying to convey their understanding. So just a small task of 5 minutes. You might be having your laptops. I'm assuming that out of 100, 97, I am taking it as 100. There may be 70 people. Out of 70 people, at least 30 or 25 people may be having a laptop handy with them. And this is a small task. What is the task? The task is just whatever, maybe 5 minutes for this. Once you show me even the progress, 1 or 2 people show me their screen, then we can proceed further. But this task is only for 3, 4, 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we can also till now, if something needs to be discussed from my fraternity, I'm over for that. It's okay. Are you okay with the task, or you want me to continue? That also you tell me. So That you tell me, I'll just take a water break for only 1 minute. I'll just have water. After that, you tell me where you want that to be done at your end, or else I'll proceed further. Okay? Okay, I'm done with my water break. So if you can answer in the chat window if you want to proceed for that installation of R and Rstudio on your machines, few of you. Else I'll proceed further. By the way, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Great. So I think I'll proceed further, and you can try if you're not done it at a later stage, whenever you get time. Variable has 42. So I can go on declaring various variables. Say, for example, I can say t equal to 56, y equal to 7.92, like that. So you can see here, I'll run this t. Again, I'll run this y. So again, two variables are visible in the environment pane. Again, two variables are visible in the environment. What we spoke about the variables, we had spoken about the variables. Let us look at here. By using the class command, we had seen the data type of E. We had seen the whatever are the data types of the objects, they become the data types of the variables. They become the data types of the variables. Okay. So what it indicates, it indicates everything in R is an object. Everything in R is an object. Okay. The various R object types are vectors, lists, matrices, factors, data frames, and all of these are reserved memory loop. And welcome to FDP. So how you want me to run? I'll use the keyboard. What is the shortcut for keyboard? Executive command, somebody tell me. Okay, so I'll put this control enter. Is it not? So A equal to 90, I got it. So I'll print A also here. Okay. So similarly, I'll go for B. I'll print B here. Okay. What is the problem with B? What problem I made? Let's figure it out. So maybe I not given space, maybe done something, but I know that these are both the space was the issue. These are both the ways of giving values to the variables. Both the operators can be used. Equal to can be used, and this assigned operator can. You can see here also. Hi, I can use. Okay. Even this is possible. C is allocated a value called as false. This is possible. C is allocated a value called as false. Okay. So, am I audible? Is there is some disturbance?
Yes, sir.
So,
No, sir, you are audible properly.
Okay. So, I'll just go through this. Oh, okay, okay. I'll just go through this. V is a variable. I'm printing V. R is a variable. I'm printing R. Okay. I'm performing all these operations: minus, plus, multiply, divide. So same thing we'll try to do here. You just help me out. Tell me the value of A. The value of A is 90 here. So I'll go for the value of B here. Change to, let us say, I'll try to give a space here and let me figure out if it works. Now it worked. Okay. So you can see here the value of A I have given as A 90 and the value of B I have given is 34. So I'll also try to do additions and subtractions. And you can see the addition of A and B is 124. A minus B also I'll do. So like this, once you see this, you can directly go here and you can let us look at this. Okay. So V is a variable, 19 value. R is a variable, 49 value. Okay, sorry. Then R minus V, we got this value. R plus V means we are performing arithmetic operations, multiplication, division, multiplication, division. So both the operators, using both the operators. What is this? 2 to the power of 3 is 8 here. Okay. This caret symbol on the keyboard, this caret symbol. What is this double percent, 5%, percent do means what? So here, what will happen? The remainder after division, 2 2s are 4, the remainder is 1. 2 2s are 4, the remainder is 1. So similarly, I find here, instead of 2%, there is a slash here. So here what it is giving, whatever the times, number of times this multiplication is possible. So 3 2s are 6, so that 2 value is being given. Similarly, I am getting the logical answer. Is 2 greater than 3? No, false. Is 2 less than 3? Yes, true. Is 2 equal to 3? I know that I made an error here because I used a single equal to. And these kind of error messages I may be getting. These kind of messages I may be getting, like invalid, do set left hand side to assignment. So now again 2 equal to 3. Okay. So this is again a question. Is 2 equal to 3? The answer is false. So I can assign these kind of logical truth values to the variable also. If variable got true, UJ variable got false, and then I'm performing the logical operation. This is logical and, this is logical or. Okay. This is logical not. This is logical not. Okay. So now listen very carefully. I'm going fast. Do tell me to slow down a little bit. I'll just try to tell you what is done here. Hope you remember. This is a range operator. The V1 we got 1 to 19. I'll also try to do it here. I created a range. I'll execute it. Then I'll print V1. I know here the value of V1 in the environment pane. What it is saying? I created a V1 variable which has a range of integer values, from 1 to 19, from 1 to 19. So that is V1 I had created. Now let us see what further I did here. I gave a value of 8 to V2 variable. Same thing I'll do here, V2 equal to 8, and I'll execute this. Again, then I'll print the value of V2 and let me figure it out. So I know that the variable V2 I know that the variable v2 has got a value called as 8. Has got a value called as 8. Okay. So now let me figure out this. See here. What is the value of v2? 8. What is the value of v1? It has a range of values from 1 to 19. It has a range of values from 1 to 19. So v2 is 8 in between 1 to 19. Yes, 8 is somewhere here. So we are asking with the help of this in operator, is v2 in the range of v1? Is v2 in the range of v1? Then I'm getting the answer as true. Then I'm getting the answer as true. So that's what is all about this in operator. I try to copy it. Let me check out whether I can do it here. Yeah. So v2 in v1, I'll execute this command also. So I'm getting here true. I'm getting the answer true here. I'm getting the answer true here. So same here, mathematical operation I can do directly also. Instead of creating the variables, I can just directly do 2 plus 3 and 6 minus 5 and 90 multiplied by 23, let us say, and 56 divided by 3, let us say. So like this, I can do direct mathematical operations also. This is the exponential operator 2 to the power of 3. So let me check out here this also. I'll write it here. Caret operator 2 to the power of 3. I'll run it. So I got 8. So you can see here. I'll try to run it with the help of source also. Oh no, it's taking the entire thing. Now I'll try to select. No, it is taking the entire thing. But I'll write. You are seeing here two options here: source and source with echo. Control Shift S, Control Shift Enter. So you know the difference between these two. So echo will be echoing all the commands. But I wanted to figure out whether source can run. So I'll just again put Control Enter and execute it. So when I pushed Control Enter, I know that 2 to the power of 3, I got 8 here. So we are directly playing around with numbers. So what is the meaning of this? You know now. Okay, remainder after division. 2 to the 4, remainder is 1. So remainder is 1. So this is what are the times, number of times. Okay. So even I can play around with the decimal numbers, not just integer numbers. So what is happening here? The answer is coming in true or false. Is 2 equal to 3? No. Is 2 equal to 2? Yes. A is not equal to D? True. A is greater than or equal to B? False. So like that, we can play around with the logical operators also. These are the logical operators visible like and, or, and not. So see here, I allocated a value called as true. I allocated a value called as false to X and Y. Same thing we'll try to do here. I'll write out in the script pane. So I gave the value of X is equal to true, Y is equal to false. Okay. So let me print X, let me print Y. So I'll just select this and I'll say run. You can see here, the value of X is true, the value of Y is false. So when I'm printing X, it is giving me true. And when I'm printing Y, it is giving me false. So once we are done with that, we are performing the, can there be an AND operation here? Can there be an OR operation? We are checking. Okay. So X and X, but X and Y cannot be performed because one of them is false. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? You know that AND operation, for AND operation to be performed, both the conditions are to be true, while Y, for Y the condition is false. For Y the condition is false. We had just spoken about the range operator, right? So X, the range of X is from X is the values from 2 to 8. The range of X is values from 2 to 8. You can see here when I print X, 2 to 8 are being so. And is in our sorry, I think I lost the connection and a long monologue was going on. Maybe for how many minutes we missed? Anybody?
Oh, only 5 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes, sir.
Hello, can you repeat that?
2 to 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. Tushara is more specific. He said 4 minutes. So I'll try to go
Yes.
back those 4 minutes. Okay. Next time if something like this happen, do ping me. Whatever
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Whatever we discussed till now, if you have any, are you able to understand whatever I'm speaking? Are you following me, all of you? Those who are there?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah. You can see here few mathematical operations like 2 plus 3, 3 minus 1, 4 multiplied by. This you can, without creating variables also you can do. Say for example, I'll put it on the console. For example, 45 plus 67.
Sir, screen is not visible.
Okay. Thank you. I'll just share the screen again. Right. Yeah. So speaking about this additions and subtractions which can be directly done, say for example 890 minus 234 or 45 multiplied by 86. So like that you can do addition, multiplication of, play around with the number directly. Okay. Same thing is visible here, 10 divided by 2. This is the console interface where I am giving the command, and this is the output I am getting here. 10 divided by 2, I am getting 5 here. A divided by D, this also is possible because A and D are the variables. So with variables, without variable, directly with the help of the numbers, we can play around. These are the logical operations, and, or, and not. These are the logical operations, and, or, and not. Let us look at this special operator called as a range operator. X is given a range of values from 2 to 8. So when I print X, the value of X is from 2 to 8. Now I am assigning a value called as 5 to the variable Y. So this Y, I am using the in operator to check whether Y is in X, whether Y is in X. So I can see here 5 is in this range. So that's why I'm getting the answer true. That's why I'm getting the answer true. So let us look at the data types now. Let us look at the data types. I was speaking about there is something called as atomic and non-atomic data types, right? So we'll come to that. But let us look at vectors first. Okay. It has atomic data types. Vectors are sequence of data elements of the same data type. Okay, so you have to remember this. Same data type. When I say vectors, they are of the same data types. Now coming to the classes of vectors, which are the classes of vectors? Here, what is the meaning of class here? The meaning of a class is the object belongs to which class. The meaning of that is what is the data type of that object? What is the data type of that object? That we clarified, right? So these are the various classes like character, complex, integer, logical, numeric. We had seen numerics, we had seen characters, we had seen integer, we had seen logical, we had seen complex also while going through our examples. So this is the vector data type. Now coming to list. So list will be having all this. It may have vectors, it may have objects, but they are of different data type. Similarly, you can have matrices, arrays, data frames, and factors. Okay. So these are the 6 data types. So sometimes that's why in R, how many data types are there? They say there are 6 data types, from vectors to list to matrices to arrays to factors to data frames. I'll slowly try to explain this. Okay. And hope you will understand that this C is a concatenation operator. Or to simplify this, you can say that X is a variable, and using this concatenation operator, we had assigned these values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to X. We had assigned these values to X. Similarly, 1, 3, 6, 2, 7, 4, 5, these values are assigned to Y. These values are assigned to Y. Now, we are using a R facility called as core, okay, for correlation. Which correlation technique? Pearson correlation technique. Which correlation technique? Pearson's correlation technique. Now, you know that we will be finding out correlation. It will be finding out correlation between two entities. Say, for example, X is an entity and Y is an entity. Is there a correlation? So I see here the Pearson correlation getting here is 0.53. You know the meaning of correlation, right? There will be a positive correlation, there will be a negative between the entities. There may be no correlation between the entities. So this is how you can issue a command in find out correlation. So this other things like
Sorry, sir. Rajesh, sir. Sorry, sir.
Uh,
Hello. Sir. Rajesh sir. Hello, sir.
yeah,
Sorry, sir, to disturb you, sir. Sir,
yeah,
actually, meanwhile, you was not audible.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
there is a network issue.
No issue. So I'll just again request you. So what if there is a loss in the connection? We'll follow the same thing. Somebody remind me. You can call me, and I can join back again because I cannot avoid this loss of connection. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'll
Yeah, yeah.
go. Thank you. Thank you. I'll continue. I'll share the screen first. I was speaking about Pearson's correlation coefficient.
Sir, if you turn off your video, maybe the connection,
No,
the
I'll
bandwidth
yeah,
will. Okay.
I'll thank you, Jyoti madam. Thank you. I'll do that. Yeah, this was what I was speaking about. Here we are using Pearson's correlation coefficient using R. How do I do it? I'm using a COR command for correlation, and the method of correlation being used is Pearson correlation. And you can see here, I had assigned two variables X and Y. These values, X has got these values and Y has got these values. And I'm using this C. This is for concatenation or for combining. This is for concatenation and combining. And you know the meaning of correlation. And those who are from any branch of engineering, they know Pearson's correlation coefficient and its significance. And you know that correlation can be positive correlation can be negative correlation, and so on and so forth. So let me check it out if something related to this correlation is there fastly, or else we move further. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm just figuring it out if correlation coefficient is there somewhere, or will move fast. Last one I'll see, then we'll move further. See, okay, I got it here. I just wanted to show you visually. These are the R is a coefficient value here, 0.4. Here the value is 0 and here the value is minus 0.4. So I am using the Pearson's correlation coefficient value here. By looking at the value, I know that there is a positive correlation between the two variables x and y. There is a negative correlation between the values of x and y. And there is no relation between the values of x and y. So how do I put it? What is the meaning of positive correlation? What is the meaning of negative correlation? Say, for example, if you want to buy clothes, right, for your kids, let us say the kid was 5 years old, the size may be smaller. Let us say now your kid becomes 10 years old. You know that his weight and height will increase and you have to pick up a bigger size of cloth. So here there is a positive correlation between the age of your child and the size of the dress you have to buy for your child. So that indicates that there is a positive correlation. That indicates there is a positive correlation between them. So similarly, how do you take the example of negative correlation? How do you take the example of negative correlation? Maybe the negative correlation is, let us say you have a bike or a car, and in that bike or car you have filled petrol or diesel, whatever. So when you drive, what will happen? As you go on driving, as the number of kilometers increase, what will decrease? The amount of petrol available, in your vehicle will be going on decreasing. So there is a negative correlation between them. So there may be few entities where there is no relation between them also. That's what this one of the techniques which we had mentioned here, Pearson's correlation coefficient, will be doing that only. Okay. So now we know that Pearson's correlation coefficient we have found out in statistics, in mathematics, in data mining subject, in data science subject, machine learning, everywhere, is it not? So, and you know, we use R for that. So there are, the value of coefficient ranges from 1 to -1. So 1 means high correlation, -1 means negative correlation, and a zero means no relation. Okay. So this is the formula for Pearson's correlation coefficient. Let us try to figure out this with this. Here x and y are there, and x and y are allocated these values. X and y are allocated these values. So I know what is x and what is y. So multiplication of x and y, but the summation of all of them. So similarly, summation of x, summation of y, multiplication with that, take the negative value, and n indicates the number of possibilities, the number of possibilities. So when you go for statistics, you will easily, slowly understand what is the meaning of p-value, which is a significant hypothesis test and all. Hopefully you remember all of that. Then you have correlation coefficient tables, you have degree of freedom for this. So this is how you will be performing. Again, you can see here the same code I have shown here. X has few values, Y has few values, and I'm using the correlation function and the Pearson method to get the output. Let us go back to this PDF. Okay, it was there already. Yeah. Hope you remember linear regression, all of you. Okay, what is the formula for that linear regression? Y is equal to ax plus b. Y is equal to ax plus b, or whatever I have mentioned here in this fashion. So similarly, you have multiple linear regressions. Okay. What may be the formula for multiple linear regression? This may be the formula for multiple linear. Okay. So you know what y is, what x is. So, but still, I'll just try to make it more simpler. 1 minute.
कुलकर्णी साहब 2 मिनट की आओ ना मेरे को। अच्छा क्लास चल रहा है, चलो चलो कंटिन्यू।
One minute, give me 1 minute. I'm just trying to figure out if there is okay, no issues. Anyways, that's fine. We'll move further, and I was trying to elaborate a bit on linear regression, but now I'll assume that you know a bit of linear regression. So this usually is the formula for linear regression. Y is equal to ax plus b. Y is equal to ax plus b. Okay. So again, same thing here. X and y, these are the two variables. Using the concatenation operator, I assign these values to them. And you can see here, for linear regression, I have used this formula. Lm y tilde x. Okay. So this will be whatever the relationship is derived, that will be stored here in this variable called as relation. When I say print relation, it is going to print this. Okay. What is the value of intercept? What is the value of x? And what formula I had called, that is the y dependent on x. Okay. Because y is a dependent variable, x is an independent variable. Y is a dependent variable and x is an independent variable. So this is how you will be performing linear regression in R. You can get the summary of that also, and the summary will be having these values: minimum, maximum, first quartile, median value, third quantile, and so on. So even your F statistics, multiple R squared and adjusted R squared. So those who are feeling a bit of left out, I'll share a link with you. Soon, just to connect with this topic on linear regression after this session. My link is there for all these linear regression concepts and all the statistical concepts. I have few links. I'll share with them, and which has all the codes, be it R, be it Python, maybe Weka, maybe whatever possibilities were there. Even Excel, I tried to explore that. In all the 4 ways, I tried to do that. But I was unable to organize them. That's why I'm unable to find them. No issues. But you can know that here, that for linear regression, to do linear regression in R, this is what is the formula you're using by name LM, that you should remember. This is what is the formula by name LM that you have to remember. Okay. I'll try to play it around also for you. I'll just copy all of this. And I'll put it in the I have to remove this console prompt symbol, and I'll try to run it one at a time. I'll take the first line, I'll execute it. I'll try to show you also what we have done here. So here x is a variable. Just if you forget, x is a variable which is assigned these values using this concatenation operator, or combine operator. So I'll execute this one line first. Okay, then I'll print x here. Okay, so similarly, y, which has these values, y is assigned these values. Okay, and I'll execute that y line also. Then again, I'll print the value of y's. Same thing you can see here in the environment pen. X is assigned these values, Y is assigned these values, and both the values are numeric values. Okay. Now what we are trying to do, we are trying to find out linear regression between Y and X. For that, what is the command for linear regression in R? The command for linear regression in R is this LM command, and relationship between this Y and X. So this relationship between Y and X will be stored where in a variable called as relation. And then I'll be printing this variable relation. So let us go back here, run this, then run this. Okay, I got it here. Okay, so this relationship, I am printing the intercepts here. I'll still dare to just give me 1 or 2 minutes so that I'll again try to figure out, because I wanted desperately to show you all this. Give me a minute. Where am I? Not here. Okay, I forget that. No issues. We'll go further. Okay, this LM is for what? Linear regression. Now, post that, we are predicting the value of A for the relation, and that prediction also is possible. You can see here, I am getting this predicted value, and the same thing I am printing it in the form of an image for this ping, and in this image that plot is being stored. This is how this linear regression plot will be visible between these two variables. So all this you can do. One more example is there here, clustering example in R, that too k-means clustering in R. This is the iteration I did in Excel actually. Okay, what I taken was height and weight. Okay, then the iterations of k-means, you know that you have to find out the new centroid, you have to go for k1 and k2 depending on which value to select. So this was my Excel iteration, but the same thing I can do k-means clustering. How I did it, I'll try to show you here. Okay, so I had taken a variable here called as k.data1. Now I had issued a command called as read.csv. What is .csv? Comma separated file. Okay, so I'm reading a comma separated file by giving file choose. So with file choose, I'll be able to open the file. So which file I try to open? This file, but only 3 columns. This 3 column consists of what? Serial number, height and weight. So my file consisted of serial number, height and weight. This was my Excel file which I opened. Now, when I say head k.data1, do you remember what was the purpose of head? It will be showing the first 6 rows. Okay, so that k.data1 will be showing the first 6 rows of this file. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then post dot, what will happen? I am plotting k dot data 1. So the graph will be coming like this. The graph will be coming like this. Are you able to see here? So I am plotting that k dot data 1. So the graph will come here. Now, for what is the purpose here? I want to implement k-means clustering. What is the purpose here? I want to implement k-means clustering using R. So for that, what is the command I am giving here? K-means command. The command I am giving here is k-means command. So, and I am selecting the centers as 2. I am selecting the centers as 2. Similarly, using this, I am finding out the centers and the clusters. I am finding out the centers and the clusters. So this is how usually your result will be. Plot will be giving this plot. Okay. So then I'll be finding out the k-means. I'll be finding out the centers. These are the centers, and I'll be finding out the clusters. I'll be finding out the clusters. This is what is the implementation of k-means clustering. This is what is the implementation of k-means clustering. Similarly, again, you have few built-in commands like pi's and exponentials and logs and so on. So I'll just pick out 1 or 2 of them, and I'll just try to do there. So I'll just take pi, and most simpler one, I'll take square root there. So just help me out with pi. I'll type pi here in the script and I'll run it. I know I got the value of pi as this here. So I also know that pi is built in. How do I say it? I don't design pi, is it not? It's already designed in R. So similarly, I'll try to find out the square root of, say, something like 16. So I can see here the square root of 16 I got as 4. Square root of 16 I got as 4. So these are few of the functions like log function, square root function, exponential, to the power like x to the power of y, factorial. So let me check it out. Factorial of 4 kind of thing can be done. So 4, let us say. Okay, I got it. So it's there. So factorial, cos of x, sin of x, tan of x, all these mathematical functions can also be done. All these mathematical functions can also be done. I'll show from here onwards whatever I feel I want to show, I'll show. Rest I'll try to just ignore that. You're able to figure it out, right? Instead of equal to, I use this left arrow. Is it not? And I created 2 variables x and y here. So here exponential, just exp you had seen here. X. So same thing I'm using here. Now here 42 is assigned a value for this variable. This string is assigned for this variable. This false is assigned for this variable. Now with the help of the class command, what I am doing? With the help of the class command, I am checking out what is the data type. I am checking out what is the data type. Yeah, I already discussed with you str function and empty cast data set. Okay. So what str did was it described the internal structure of an R object. Okay. It is alternative to what? It is an alternative to summary. It is an alternative to similar. So whenever you want to compactly display the abbreviated contents list, you will be going for str. Okay. Similarly, summary, it is a generic function. Summary is a generic function. Okay. This is what a summary command will be giving you all about. The minimum value, maximum value, okay, medians and means and all that statistical aspects. Then you had seen quantile also. I had said that quantile is generic for quartiles and deciles and percentiles. And if you remember, I had given you the example of that pizzas. This also I had explained. This explained. This is for correlation, explained. By default, it will take Pearson's only. Okay. With the help of file choose command, if you remember, I had mentioned that I can read a file. I had read a file in that. So similarly, you can read a file from the data disk, from the data. You can specify the path like this. For example, I'm reading a file which is here somewhere in the C drive. C drive के अंदर यहाँ पे है ये file, and I'll be opening that in the CSV format, and I'll be storing it at Chennai footprints and so on. I'll skip this eigenvalues and eigenvectors. For now, I'll go to something. Yeah. By the way, again, as I confessed initially, these are few of the contents which I extracted from few of the sources which I mentioned initially, be it my colleagues or be it NPTEL and so on and so forth. So I'll just, did I tell you how to change the directly? This was the 3 dots where you have to click. See here. This was how do I change the directory. And this is what is my current directory. This is what is my in D drive, MVSR, this folder, in that folder, this folder, and so on. So same thing is being shown graphically here. Did I show you how to create an R file? Say, for example, I had shown you file, new. You can go for R script or C file or this file or that file. Okay. Did I tell you how many panes are there? There is a script pane in Rstudio. There is an environment history pane. There is a console pane. And there is a files, plot, packages, help viewer pane. Again, let us look at it. These are the 4 panes. This is my first pane called as the script pane. This is my first pane called as the script pane. This is, you can see here my second pane called as the console. This is my second pane called as the console. This is the environment history pane. This is the environment history pane. I am trying to delete the history here. I am to clear the environment here also. I just cleared the environment. Okay. So you can also have imported data sets and so on and so forth. This is the 4th pane, which has the files and plots and packages and so on. I'll just try to clear this also. Are you able to see it? The same thing is being shown here, which are the various panes of Rstudio. Script pane, the environment pane, the console pane, and the file, plot, package, help viewer pane. How do I execute R? Okay. So one method was control enter. One method was run. The other methods are control shift S and control shift enter. So you have source and source with echo. Hopefully you remember this. So do you remember this? Say, for example, I'll say A equal to 2 and I'll say print A. So how do I run it? By pressing run. Okay. So something has happened here because I made a mistake. I'll just put run, then again run. Okay. So this is how I'll be doing it. So there are multiple ways of executing. Just figure it out. How to commenting and uncommenting. Okay. So the shortcut is control plus shift plus C. Let me check if I can do. I'll just select this. Control plus shift plus C. See here, I commented here again, and control plus shift plus C uncommented here. But what is the other way of commenting and uncommenting? I can go here in code and say comment, or I can say uncomment also, or I can say uncomment also. Both ways is possible. How do I clear the console? Control plus L. Let me figure it out. So I'll just go at the console and control L. The console is cleared. How do I clear the environment? There is something called as RM. Okay. But where do I put it? But I had shown you this way of, with the help of this brush, you can clear it. RM, let me figure it out. Does it, say for example here, all the variables list is cleared here with the help of RM. With variables, you have to mention that. This is for saving. I'll skip this. As far as variables are concerned, we already said that variables are not associated with data types. We already said that variables are not associated with data types. Variables are associated with what? Variables are associated with objects. Objects are associated with data types. Whatever the data types of objects are associated, they'll be given to variables. Same rules are there, like alphanumerics, start with alphabet, no special characters. Say for example, these are the right ways of doing things. These are the wrong ways of doing things. Because here what we did was we started with 2b. I had also shown you pies. So like pi, you have few other predefined things also, like letters is there, capital letters is there. Let us look at here. I'll try to increase the font size. Pi is giving the output as pi. Letters will be giving ABCD. Capital letters will be giving ABCD. Month name, I'll fastly try to do one or two of them. I'll go for letters. And I'll run them. So I can see here A, B, C, D, F. Again, same letters I'll try to do in capitals. I got it. What else is there here? Month dot name. Same thing I try to do. Run it. I can see here January, February, March till December. So there is something called as month dot ABB also. I'll run that also. So I can see here abbreviated January to December. This is not abbreviated and this is abbreviated. Okay, what else is there here? These are the basic data types. These are the basic data types which we have seen, right, from logical, integer, numeric, complex, character. Okay. I'll go directly to the examples here. E is integer. Okay, E is integer. This is for checking whether this is an integer. This is for checking whether this is an integer. Let us look at this. Okay. Is it character? Yes. Is it character? No. Instead of is, if I write as, when I say as, it is coercion. When I say as, it is coercion. What is the meaning of coercion? The meaning of coercion is conversion. The meaning of coercion is conversion. So what are the various data types you had seen? Vectors, lists, and data frames. Vector is what? Okay, let me just figure out everybody is with me. I'll take a pause of 1. I'll take a pause of 1 minute so that everybody comes back and try to reorganize himself and again get connected with the topic. Are you all with me? One or two people, please respond.
Yes, yes.
Great,
Yes,
great, great, great.
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful audience, wonderful people. And I'll try to put everything, whatever is there in my PDF. Yeah. You know, everything is an object in R, right? You know, everything is an object in R. So you can have vectors, you can create lists, you can create data frames, and we'll just, what is regarding vectors, all of them are in same data types. Regarding list, you can have different data types. Regarding data frames, whenever you want something to be shown or manipulated, something to be shown or manipulated in a tabular format. Something to be shown or manipulated in a tabular format. In that aspect, during that time, you'll be doing that. Okay. So let us check it out. I'll directly show you the vector here. Okay. I had created a vector here. Okay. All of them are of same data type here. All of them are same data type. I have created a list here. See, for example, how do I create the list? By giving the list command. By giving the list command. So list consists of what? List consists of, you maybe have ordered collection of data types, objects may be there, but they need not be of the same data type. They need not be of the same data type, while vectors will be of the same data type. So a list can have numeric vector, logical values, matrices, and so on. So let us look at here. I have created ID. Let us say this is the employee ID. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the employee names. Man, this. How many number of employees are there? Now I am creating a list. So this list consists of what? This list consists of the employee ID, the employee name, and number of employees. So when I say print this variable emp.list, it will be printing the list. So what a list consists of? It consists of different data types. It consists of different data types. Okay. This is how you manipulate the list, but I am skipping it presently. You can combine two lists also. Here I have created a list, and already there is one more list. So I am just combining them with the help of combine operator or concatenation. Now let us come to data frames. Okay. Whenever you want something in a tabular fashion, you will be going for data frames. See, for example, here I have vector 1, vector 2, vector 3. No, I'll try to show you. There is something else. I'll skip this. I'll show it somewhere else. Okay, you can see here scatter plots and line plots and so on. Slowly see, if you want a scatter plot, just give plot command. I had shown you plot command. Okay, then again plot command with multiple conditions like I want this. Then there is a line plot. You have to mention the type of the plot as line plot. I'm skipping this because I want to show you. Okay. You can see here X and Y having these values. Now I'm giving a cbind command. I'm giving a cbind command to create a matrix of this for X and Y. Skip this. So interesting. Skip this now for now. Yeah. Now you try to figure out what I'm trying to do here, or whosoever has done what they have done here. There is a comma separated file by name this. We are reading that file, and whatever we are reading, we are storing that in this variable. When I say view this variable, actually what we are trying to view, we are trying to view this comma separated file. This is the comma separated file which has names, years, played, won, lost, and whatever the percentage of victory and so on. Okay. Somebody has to figure it out what is being done here. When I say, I'll just try to explain here what again we are doing. We are reading a comma separated file, which is this file, and storing that comma separated file in this. And when I say view, it will be showing this. It will be showing this. How many rows are there? 6 rows. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Okay. When I say this 3 comma, it is showing the third row. What is there in the third row? This. It is there in the third row. So let us figure it out. It is showing the third row. When I say like this 3, it is showing the third column. What is the third column? This. What is the third column? This. So I'm playing around the tabular data with the help of data frames. I'm playing around the tabular data with the help of data frames. Okay. Similarly, I'm showing here what? Multiple rows. Second row and third row. I'm showing here what? Multiple columns. Second column and the third column. Okay. So here I'm putting some condition. This is equal to 25. Then only this it is showing equal to 25. Greater than 20, it is showing greater than 20. Greater than 2000, it is showing greater than 2000. So like this, we are doing. You can use name indexing also, like names or this, whatever you can give complex conditions also. Say for example, this is a subset which consists of this condition and this condition. Select only this. You have to select only names like this. Okay. I had just created a matrix here, and say for example, X is having these values, Y is having some values. I can print a matrix, and you can perform matrix operations also. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division operations. Okay. Then you can find the determinant of a matrix. Then you can find the transpose of a matrix. Yeah. I think I'm done from my side. And hopefully you understood some part of it.
Yes, sir. Your session was very knowledgeable, and it was very simplified for the people who are from non-technical background, even like me also. So it was a very resourceful session, and even there was a time constraint, but you managed it to make it up to the mark so that we can understand it properly without having any technical background over there. So
thank you.
Hopefully even participants are also satisfied with this, even though time shortage is there, but still they are able to get some benefit out of it, definitely. So I would request some participants, if they wish to ask any questions or queries to the sir, definitely they can ask the queries. Yes, are there any queries from participants? Okay, if no queries are there, okay, then I'll just I'll say thank you to the participants, and we'll just proceed to our valedictory session. So I request our head of department, sir, Dr. Umesh Mohril, sir, to take over for the valedictory session. Over to you, sir.
Hello, Jyoti madam, do you want to speak something?
I just wanted to say if it is possible for Rajesh sir to share some of the reference material so that we can try out some of the commands. Is it possible?
Madam, actually, we would be sharing with you the recordings of this session. Okay.
Because even if you share the even if the recording will be shared, sir was quickly moving through the PDF, right? So we were not able to register all the commands so that we could try it out. It's not, we just want to try out the commands and for ourselves. So if you can share those commands that we can try out.
Okay, ma'am, sure. Yes, sure. I will just request Kulkarni sir. Let's see if he shares with us. We'll share to you, no problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Koi sir, we'll just try to get the PPTs from the speakers. Kulkarni sir, just there was a query from Jyoti madam that whether you can share some material of commands because
sure.
What she said is that for a practice it would be more helpful.
Yeah. Sure, I'll do that through maybe the point of contacts with me is there with me, right?
Yes, sir. Or you can share with us, and then we are having email IDs of all the participants. We can.
That's what I'm
pass
saying.
On to them.
The Yashwante madam or somebody from your side, I'll share with them.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Out of other participants, do you have any queries, or do you want to have some discussion with Kulkarni sir? Okay.
Post-lunch sessions are difficult.
And sir, I special request you to just be with us for next 10-15 minutes. Actually, this is a 3-day session, and this is the last session for today. So I would just request you to remain with us for the concluding session. Okay. First of all, let me thank all of you for bearing with us for 3 days, despite of your busy schedules. Plan this session keeping in the mind, especially the problem which is faced by the science people for going into the research when they require some kind of tools, research tools. And keeping this approach in the mind, we have thought about this FDP, where we have conducted 3 sessions on 3 days. First was on Veka, day 1, by Dr. Sesam Anand. On day 2, Sandeep sir on Python, and day 3, Sandeep Kulkarni sir on R tools. And all the sessions, they were elaborativeness and they were giving us a kind of just a start, and a kickstart, what we can say is that. And then we will be able to explore the tools and we can get maximum out of it. So this was our motive, and I hope that we were successful in that. I would just like to request all the participants that if they are willing to share their views on the 3 days, then they are welcome. Any one of you just want to speak something about the 3 days session? In short, you are welcome, please. We would be delightful to listen to your views so that we can improve upon for ourselves.
May I go first, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Thank you, sir. It was when I actually read the title of this FDP, I was delighted because I am from a biological field, and although I have used past and some other statistical software for data analysis and data presentation, and R programming was just some basics I knew, but Veka was a eye opener. I had not even heard of it, so it was good to know that it is a very user friendly tool. And Python also, sir explained quite a lot. Actually, for the time frame, it was a lot of information, but maybe we will go through the videos to understand that better. And R programming also, sir covered a lot of the data analysis things that we can do, especially correlation and linear regression. I had not attempted it with R, so it was nice to see that just using some basic commands we can execute that. So this is really going to help me for not only my own research but also to pass it on to my students, because I take quantitative biology with them. So I can introduce these tools to the students also. So it was an enlightening session all through all the 3 days. Thank you very much, and great organization by the organizing committee. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, madam. Thanks. Okay. Any other one? Just like to share your views?
Sir, very good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Good
Dr.
afternoon.
T.R. Srinivas. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm from A.R. Mavir Engineering College. Sir, 3 things which I liked of the seminar is: number 1, timings, sir. It was excellent. Like we were very flexible with the timing. So that is one, sir. Next is all the 3 topics what you have taken is really very helpful, sir. From starting with Veka, then with machine learning, and today R language, really helpful to our students. And then I really enjoyed the session, sir. Thank you so much for conducting such a wonderful and informative workshop, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir. Hemant, sir.
I'm Professor Hemant from mechanical background. So I first thank the organizer for giving to attend these sessions and the wonderful experience I have. I'm from mechanical, but still I was not having knowledge of the R and first I heard. So the speakers, especially Rajesh Kulkarni sir, I'm very much thankful to you. All the sessions were very and I really like that. I will try my best to give this to my students. I'm hope you understand. And thanks to the institute. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so thanks to you all again. After this, again, we will share with you a link for feedback for today's session. And as we have mentioned in our guidelines, that after getting the feedback from you for all the 3 days, we'll just ensure that all of you are attended all the sessions. The decision which we have taken is that if anyone's question is skipped out of these 3 days, we would be considering it. But minimum 2 days, you should have been attended the session, so that we can generate the certificate for you. And that cross verification, it may require 1 or 2 days, but we'll try to email you the certificates at our earliest, maybe next 2 days. Okay. So this is what I can say from my side. Especially thankful to Rajesh Kulkarni sir for being with us for this particular for the elaboratory session and also for this valedictory session. Thank you, Kulkarni sir. And thank you all the participants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, MIT team. Thank you all the participants. Thank you, sir. You're wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Let us meet soon. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yes, sir. And I will request you that suppose in future if we conduct a kind of this sessions, we would again request you to come back and to deliver to our
happy. Definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sure.
Now I think we will conclude the session. Pal madam, Yashwanta madam, do you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Everyone, thank you to attending the FDP, and a special thanks to Kulkarni sir. He has given special time for this FDP. So thanks to all. I think FDP is closed, means over. So and certificate, all participants certificate will be sent through the mail by Monday. Okay, sir. Thank you. Moral, sir?
Yes. Thank you all of you. We'll share you the recordings of all the 3 sessions to your email. And as just we discussed, please give a feedback for this 3 sessions and for today's sessions. We'll ensure that you will get the certificate by next 2-3 days. Only the thing is that at least 2 days should have been attended. Okay, so thank you all, and we can now conclude. Yes. Juhi madam. Sir, have you shared the today's attendance link?
Sir, feedback link is shared in the chat box.
It is already shared.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I will just copy paste it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Juhi madam, we shared the link again. It is shared in the chat box. Okay, so thank you all of you. If you're given the feedback, now we can conclude. Thank you.